Blame karma.
Pledge of allegiance, please, everyone.
Yes, I do.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States. All right, good evening, everyone. We'll start with a motion to approve the agenda.
Move.
Okay. Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, that passes. Next, I need a motion to approve Board of Education retreat meeting minutes for November 16th, 2020.
Move.
Okay.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, that passes. Next, I need a motion to approve Board of Education meeting minutes for November 19th, 2020.
Move.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, that passes. Next, we have patron comments, and we do have 2 comments tonight, so I'm going to read this little section here talking about addressing the board. So during patron comments, citizens may address the Board of Education concerning issues related to the school district. Each speaker will be limited to 3 minutes. Excuse me while I turn the page. Please note that at the board's discretion, the board or superintendent may respond immediately to an issue raised during patron comments for clarification. However, our general practice is to respond to the comment at a later time via a phone call or written message if a response is needed. We have a stand there with microphones ready so both the board and the audience may hear the patron comments clearly. Board meeting proceedings are also recorded and posted on Rockwood's YouTube channel. So this evening, like I said, we have 2 patron comments. The first one is Paula Sheldon. Welcome.
Good evening.
Evening.
And I am Paula Sheldon. I've written to several of you. My concern was over the last meeting as I was looking at committing to the LGBTQ. And my comment is, I just feel there's a concern about those who may not share the same value. And as I was looking at the presentation, I was just concerned that those children who didn't agree with their philosophy or their lifestyle may be the ones that have the discrimination as we look into this in the district. And I've been in the district now 31 years, and I've had 2 kids, and they both had Keith Kinder. And the last time I was at a board meeting, it was when my son got Scholar Athlete at Eureka High School. So I love this district, and I just don't want to see this direction going for a small fraction of our students. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
John, hi.
All right, next we have Laura Baker.
I'm here again to continue my effort to support our students by representing and advocating for teachers. I want to take this opportunity to provide more clarity to the Rockwood community regarding our concerns with the current instructional practices. As much as some may believe the workload is the driving force behind the teachers' frustrations, I would ask that we reevaluate those thoughts about Rockwood teachers. Many community members move into our district because of the quality of education their children can receive through Rockwood. Our reputation on a national scale does not suggest teachers put minimal time and energy into the work we do. Our reputation does not suggest we are selfish and don't care deeply about our students. Our teachers work well beyond a contracted day or a 40-hour work week for our families. Our teachers have always gone above and beyond to meet the needs of our students. Our teachers stay after school to work and work from home in the evenings to get it right for our students. Teachers give up personal time on weekends to get it right for our students. Beyond the work, teachers willingly attend students' games, competitions, performances, and have an interest in the lives of our students beyond the walls of our buildings. Our concerns right now are much more than just workload. The concern with the current instructional model is rooted in the fact that we care a lot. We care about quality and equity, and the reality is that we are not able to provide either group of learners with the experience we feel like we should, academically or emotionally, because we cannot provide undivided attention to those needs. We know our community wants a 5-day-a-week full-time model as an option. We all acknowledge that for many students, in-person instruction is preferred and the platform in which they can be most successful. This is what we are staffed for. We also recognize the necessity for some of our students to choose a virtual option right now. However, when teachers are asked to meet the needs of two different groups of students in two completely different platforms at the same time, with no additional time to plan or meet those different needs, our students will suffer. The workload has increased, but teachers are struggling to find more time to invest. What we need are supports to provide our students with what they deserve. Our students are not receiving the focused attention they need, and our teacher well-being is being neglected. There is no perfect answer. We get that. Every option has its challenges. As we continue to plan for second semester, our teachers may likely continue to teach both at school and at home learners at the same time, and we are looking forward to the challenge, but we need district leaders to help us find ways to support its effectiveness for all of our students, and we ask our community support in order to make that happen. As many of our elementary and middle schools promote the Leader in Me program, teachers are looking for win-win solutions to achieve our common goal, providing the best opportunity we can for our students. We can all adequately support our students academically, socially, emotional through this very challenging year if we work together. Thank you.
And this time I will remember our superintendent, Dr. Mark Miles, for his comments.
Thank you, Mrs. Mondel. So a few announcements this evening. Our staff members all over Rockwood School District continue to go above and beyond as we work together to combat the challenges presented by COVID-19. One example, as you can see on the screen, is our transportation department, where Director Mike Heyman and his team ensure students are safely and efficiently transported to and from school on a fleet of 145 buses that cover the 150 square miles for the district on a daily basis. This year, transportation has made it a point of emphasis to offer extensive training in current laws, regulations, and behind-the-wheel experience to bus mechanics and office staff in case they need to pitch in and handle some routes. Through it all, our drivers maintain their priority to keep our children safe by enforcing mask wearing and cleaning high-touch surfaces. Thank you to Mike and his team for the hard work they do to keep Rockwood moving. Secondly, kids of all ages and abilities, including us, can now enjoy the new sensory garden at the Eureka Early Childhood Center. A sensory garden is an outdoor space that allows children of all abilities to experience the world around them through their senses. The Eureka space includes such features as a dig zone, a mud kitchen, that sounds like a lot of fun, and come the spring, plans to cultivate plants in a garden with the help of LaSalle Springs Middle School students. The Sensory Garden was made possible through an early childhood PTO grant and donations, as well as the creativity and ingenuity of some of our early childhood staff members and helpers. So I can't wait to check out that mud kitchen. In the midst of the challenges we face, we still have much to celebrate. The Rockwood graduating class of 2020 recorded an average composite score of 23.6 on the ACT. That's 14% higher than the state average. And 85% of our students who participated in advanced placement exams scored a 3 or better on at least one of them. We already know how impressive our more than 1,800 spring graduates were during their time in Rockwood, and now we want to see what the next chapter holds for them. We're asking our most recent graduates to complete a brief survey providing us an update of their college and/or career progress since graduation last June. The survey will be sent to all 2020 graduates via email and due for completion no later than January 15th. Survey feedback helps Rockwood High School officials ensure that educational programs are meeting the needs of students. So we ask our parents to please remind your graduates to provide us an update on what they have been doing since graduation. In Rockwood, it's the people who make a difference. Now more than ever, we need kindness, caring, and appreciation in our schools, and it's the perfect time to thank and encourage those who teach and care for our children in Rockwood by sending them a Rockwood e-card. So if you go to our website and search for Thankful in Rockwood on our district website, rsdmo.org, find the Rockwood staff member you want to thank, choose an e-card design, craft a personalized message, and click Submit. It's a simple way to help make someone's day and spread some gratitude during this holiday season. So this evening, a very important message. I'd like to share a slight change for the structure of learning on Monday, December 21st, and Tuesday, December 22nd. On these 2 days, our in-person learners will stay home from school and connect with their teachers and classmates via Zoom for their learning activities. Our remote learners will continue their learning activities within the current learning structures. We have consulted local infectious disease specialists as well as medical professionals and believe that these 2 days of virtual learning will limit the spread of illness and prevent the possible quarantining of students and staff just before the holiday break. I'll be sharing a message with our staff so they can prepare our students for online learning these 2 days, and I'll also be sending a message to parents so that they have ample time to plan and prepare for their family. As always, we want our school community to be safe and have every opportunity to enjoy the holiday break. We'll look forward to welcoming our students back on Monday, January 4th. And finally this evening, also on the theme of thankfulness, I hope everyone had a chance to relax, recharge, and reflect on what they are thankful for over the Thanksgiving holiday. I know that I'm truly thankful for our kind, caring, dedicated staff members, our supportive community, our children, wonderful Board of Education, who are eager to learn in person and online each and every day. So we took this opportunity to ask some of those children what they are thankful for. So let's roll the clip.
I am thankful for my grandma. Thankful for my grandma.
I'm thankful for the amazing teachers here who have been very understanding during in-person and virtual classes, and they've really helped make a confusing time a little less confusing.
I'm thankful for ice cream.
I'm thankful for my grandparents because they're always there for me.
I am thankful for freedom.
I'm thankful for food because I couldn't survive without it.
I'm thankful for my teachers and my friends because my teachers help me learn and get me ready for middle school and high school and college.
This year I am thankful for my family and a roof over my head and food on the table when I'm ready to eat.
I am thankful for my teammates and the opportunity to be able to play basketball this year. This year I am thankful for the people who have worked tirelessly in order to make our senior year as normal as possible in the middle of a pandemic.
I'm thankful for my mom, and she's the only reason why I'm here today.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
So cute. That is all I have this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Miles.
You're very welcome.
All right, board comments. Anyone?
I'd just like to say thank you to all of the staff at the administration building, the teachers, everybody out in the field that is making everything happen for us this year. You are truly appreciated, all of you, and thank you to our teachers.
And to follow up on that, I applaud the news about December 21st and 22nd. I think that will be great for our families, our students, and our staff. So thank you for your creativity.
I agree. Great job on coming up with those 2 days. I think that's an excellent plan going forward. And I also thank everyone. And I want to follow up with the thankfulness by sharing Rockwood Give Us Back is launching a heartful holiday giving campaign. So I gave some of you around here one of these little guys. And what we're doing is just passing these out to community members and looking for donations over this next month through the holidays to help support our families. There's instructions on the back of the postcards that kind of identify different needs and ways to donate and ways to be part of our Heartful social media campaign. You could cut the heart out and send us a selfie of you holding your heart, and we will get the word out and continue spreading some heartful giving. So thank you for considering that.
What else? Okay, moving along. Next, I need a motion to approve the consent agenda items as submitted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yes, we have one great donation again. I wish I could say her name. It's Gail Jaco. Non-monetary, $2,000 worth. It is for the rehearsal and performance at Rockwood Summit High School for their choir, donating a 5-foot baby grand piano, assessed value $2,000 to the choir, under the direction of Angie Rice for rehearsal and performance accompaniment. I guess there's a 5-foot and a 6-foot, 7-foot, 8-foot baby grand, so I guess that's the smallest. It's quite a donation. That is really nice. I don't know if the connection of Gail. Does anybody know the connection of Gail? That was very nice of her to do that.
I would like to comment about the Special School District and the Rockwood Partnership Plan that is included in the consent items, and emphasize the importance of this approach and plan. And I look forward to the annual report that we get in reference to the status of how we're working how SSD and Rockwood are working together. I slipped back to my old ways there, didn't I? So thank you.
Very good. Anyone else? All right, so that motion is to approve the consent agenda items as submitted. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, that passes. All right, moving on to the agenda items. I need a motion that the Board of Education approve students earning world language credits for Tamil and Telugu school courses taken.
Move.
Second.
Geez, did I say that completely wrong?
It's Telugu.
Oh,
Tamil
boy.
and Telugu.
All right, thank you, Dr. Shelley Willett.
So I'm excited to bring forward a proposal to enter into a partnership with both of these schools. They are local schools that many of our students attend on Saturdays. They are run by our parents, and students attend these schools from K through 12 to learn both. There's a Telugu school and a Tamil school to learn languages of the Indian culture. We have approximately 70 million speakers of these two languages and 5 million around the world. I actually had the opportunity to visit the school with Mr. Jeff Tamaroff, our world language coordinator, and we met with the board of the school, and we actually toured classrooms and saw some of the lessons that the students were doing, and talked to kids at all grade levels, and it was really a nice experience, and they welcomed us with open arms and showed us what they did. As part of this partnership with them, we would allow students to apply to receive up to 2 credit hours in world language on their transcript during their senior year, ideally in October. I should say that many of these students also take an additional world language here at Rockwood, so it really shouldn't impact our enrollment much in our world language classes. They will also apply in April of their senior year to receive that Missouri Seal of Biliteracy. There are many languages that students can take to get that seal of biliteracy. So if we have students who are Chinese speakers or Japanese speakers, they can actually pursue that Missouri Seal of Biliteracy even though we don't offer that here. And what that involves is a test, if there is a test available, or in this case, because there is not a test for Tamil or Telugu, they would present a portfolio, and in conjunction with the school board, we would review those portfolios and offer that credit on their transcript. So again, Rockwood families send their children to the Saturday school. It is a partnership with Parkway. Parkway does the same thing in their district and offers this credit on their transcript. They learn a lot about the language, but they also learn about their home culture. So it was really fun to do that. And Mr. Tamaroff and I actually got to give the kids their end of the year certificates up on the stage. So that was kind of fun too. Again, you'll see that they're accredited by 2 different organizations. So they are accredited institutions that go through an accreditation process. So if we entered into this partnership, all of the applications will be handled and processed by the World Language and ESOL coordinator, Jeff Tamaroff. And then he would work with Glenn Hancock to develop the data collection procedures to work with the board. And then we will work with Suda Nateson to make sure that the students' credits are officially added to the transcript in Infinite Campus. And it really is a recognition of the study that they've done so that any schools or universities that they would want to apply to can see that they've done that work.
Ready for questions?
Yeah.
So what, let's see, I'll phrase this quick. What input would we have into the curriculum or to be assured that it is a quality curriculum?
Well,
I see the accreditation, and I assume that that's a piece of that.
Yes, but that Missouri Seal of Biliteracy will also take care of a lot of that to make sure that those students are reaching those standards because they have to prove that they know the language by doing that. So we added that Seal of Biliteracy to ours, and I believe that Parkway is going to pursue that as well.
Is there any financial cost to our students who attend this?
No.
That's by their choice?
Yeah, they all do it by their choice on Saturdays from the beginning to the end of the school year.
Okay.
For college credit?
No, it's just an acknowledgement on the transcript that they have attended this school and have this language behind them.
Not for high school credit either.
No, it's a credit. It is noted on the transcript, but most universities want somewhere between 2 and 4 years of world language. So if they wanted to pursue that 4 years and they were wanting to apply to universities that needed that, they would have to take an additional language here in Rockwood too.
An additional
Sure.
initiative to take.
Yes, and many of these students do that. They take multiple languages.
You know what percent of our students here in Rockwood use these languages?
Right now, we have about 10 students in the pipeline to do this particular credit at the end of the year, but we have 75 kids that participate in the school on average every year.
A Rockwood student?
Yes.
This is the language of the country, India, not Native Americans.
Two different dialects.
Also just offered that aligns very well with the way forward and two of our key goal areas of student academic learning and community networks. It really combines both, integrates both.
Yes. We were very impressed with what we saw when we visited.
Any other questions? All right, so that motion is to approve students earning world language credits for Tamil and Telugu school courses taken. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, that passes. Thank you. All right, next we have a board discussion about school board elections, and Dr. Mark Miles and Janet Sadowski are going to lead this discussion.
Yes, so the
Dr.
Missouri
Mark Miles is going to lead
Missouri
this
School
discussion.
Boards Association is asking for some feedback from boards throughout the state of Missouri. There's been a national trend to move school board elections to the month of November. MSBA anticipates, as you can see in the paragraph description, that legislators may attempt to make this move in Missouri because they would make the argument that more people vote in November and school board candidates elected in November would be more representative of the community. However, there's also a concern that moving the election to November would move board elections into more partisan politics. And so the Missouri School Boards Association has reached out to us to provide some feedback. And so I'll ask Janet to record any of the feedback that you might have about moving April elections to November. What are your thoughts as a board?
Is there any financial savings moving it from one to another?
No, it'll cost the same.
And their main questions that they would like us to answer. Would your board support or oppose such a measure? If a bill was introduced, what would you say to your legislators? They also recommended that it's not an essay, so they'd like brevity in our response to them. And then the final question, is there anything else our board would like to share with MSBA? So they left that fairly open. But really, would this board support or oppose such a measure in moving those April elections to November?
I personally would oppose it. And the reason I would oppose it is you saw in the November election this year was very partisan all the way down the line. I'm afraid if you get into moving the board elections to November, what you do is it becomes a partisan issue. And I can just see when they have the questioning nights, well, are you Democratic or Republican? and they'll vote according to that. And I don't think we come in this with an idea of being a Democratic or Republican. We come in with the idea of helping students and helping our staff. And I think it should stay that way, my personal opinion.
I agree with Keith, and I think that one of the things that makes us effective as a board is that we are bipartisan, focused strictly on Rockwood School District and the Rockwood School District students. And I would not like to see the Board of Education become a political factor. It would also make it more expensive for board members to run because you would have a great deal of expense to deal with against the political bodies. And so, again, that could impact who would run for a board. And that shouldn't be the case. It should be the dedication to the Rockwood School District.
And I think you get so many people that in the November elections, you have all these different races, and what's going to happen is the board one's going to get lost. It's going to be on there, and people are going to just say, I'm going to vote for the first one, the second one, and the third one, without any knowledge of the situation. And I think it really hurts the board elections. I think they should stand out by themselves or with a bond issue or something like that.
If there's no financial gain or savings, just leave it the way it is. Leave it as a nonpartisan municipality election.
I agree. I'm a no for sure. And, you know, it even states that there's concern, like Tammy said, that moving it would make it more expensive, which I think, you know, if we're talking about tax dollars, it's not in our best interest. I don't know whether or not the election itself would be, or just to run as candidates would be. Who knows? We know how expensive those bills come in just with regular April elections. So I'm a strong no.
Would agree with the situation that having the spring election kind of focuses on the school board, focuses on the municipality, and gets it away from the November situation where it could get lost in the conversation.
Turn up the volume a little bit. I'm having trouble hearing, please.
Okay.
Thanks.
I'm good with no for all this, for the same reasons. Makes perfectly good sense. Good?
I think we have enough that we can provide some feedback to MSBA based upon the feedback provided, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
Just don't write an essay, please, Janet.
I know, I'm not.
Thank you. All right, a couple bond issue purchases. First, we need a motion to approve the bond issue purchases and related contracts, $7,500 to $150,000 as submitted.
Move.
Motion and a second, and Paul Northington is coming up. Hello.
Good evening. We have several this evening. The first few that you'll see really are related to our cycle maintenance of custodial equipment. And just to kind of give you a little bit of background, we've got, I think, 8 of these that you'll see for various pieces of equipment that will be used throughout the entire district. We've allocated $400,000 for custodial equipment, vehicles, and things of that nature out of our facilities department. This evening, we're bringing to you about $178,000 that is actually allocated to custodial equipment, which is $250,000. So this will be the lion's share of the custodial equipment. The first 5, and I can go through these individually if you want to, but the first 5, the low bidder for these were, if you go back to the top, was Buckeye. And as you can see, in all cases, we requested multiple bids. Typically, we received 3 bids, and Buckeye was the low on the first 5.
These all replacements, Paul, or
Excuse me?
are these replacements for worn out
This
ones
is,
or new
yes,
ones?
sir. Yeah, it's cycling out the older obsolete equipment. And then behind the first 5, we have 2 other vendors that were low bid. Hilliard received a couple of the items of equipment. Let's see. Hilliard received the award on 2 of the Commodore extractors, which are used at the annex in Rockwood South Middle School. And they also were low on, well, no, the Hilliard only got one, I'm sorry. New System was the low on the other 2 items. And New System was the low bidder of the 3. And again, these are custodial equipment items at Vandover, Bowles, and Rockwood South on the first one, and on the second one is at the high schools.
Are these local bidders?
Yes, yeah, they're all vendors that the district has had experience with, especially Hilliard and Buckeye. We've got extensive experience with both of those, and they have local offices in the area.
We have a variety of scrubbers, and I'm not being technical about it, but why different models, brands for different schools? And would we be better off to buy like a fleet of them and get a better price from one place, or how? Can you just explain that?
Well, each of these items have their own specific use.
Okay.
So the size of the building, and depending on the type of the construction of the building, they may need more extractors if that building has more carpet, or if it's a floor scrubber for those buildings that have more of the vinyl or VCT flooring.
They're specific to the building needs as well? Okay.
So for the most part, the items that we're buying replicate the equipment that we're replacing.
Got it.
So it is standardized in that respect.
Thank you.
So that is the ones on the custodial equipment. Any questions?
Good?
The other item that we have that's below $150,000, the last item, is an award to Access Elevator and Lifts to replace 2 ADA lifts at Werther Elementary. The original lifts were installed in 1997. We're not able to get replacement parts for those lifts, and they need to be replaced. We had 2 bidders on this. The low bid was $77,000 when we put in contingency for allowances. The other bidder was about $113,000, so there's a pretty wide spread there. If we get approval this evening, the lead time is about 3 to 4 weeks, and we could hopefully get this done during the winter break.
Where do we need that added, Werther? I thought that's a one-story building.
Excuse me?
Where do we need that added, Werther?
There's 2 lifts. There's one that allows access to the main gym, and then the other lift is on the east end corridor where there's some stairs. Both of those require lifts to provide access to those parts of the building.
Okay. Motion is to approve the bond issue purchases, related contracts, $7,500 to $150,000 as submitted. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, that passes. The next one is a motion to approve the bond issue purchases and related contracts over $150,000 from Heartland Seating, Inc. for removal and replacement of bleachers. Wait, just wait.
Move.
Second. Motion and a second. Now you can go. Thanks.
So yes, this is for 4 projects of replacing its bleachers at Eureka High B Gym, Lafayette High B Gym, Marquette High School Main Gym, and Rockwood Summit Main Gym. So there'll be 4 separate projects that are included in this amount of $555,000. We were able to obtain this pricing through the TIPS Co-op. This will be part of our 2017 bond issue funds. And this intercal system is the same system that we just put in at Lafayette High School this past summer. It's a system that's proven to be durable, long-lasting, and we're trying to standardize the bleacher systems as we move forward. So this will accomplish that task.
Can you scroll down to the prices on those? I had a question on those, I thought. Lafayette High is that newer gym, the small gym.
It's a smaller gym, yeah. So we did the main gym this past summer, so this would be the B gym.
Eureka is the original gym.
Yeah, it's the B gym. It used to be the main gym.
Yeah. Marquette is the main gym, and so is Summit, right?
That's correct.
Because those 2 are the same age. Those two high schools are the same age, so they're due at the main gym.
That's correct.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right, that motion is to approve the bond issue purchases for the removal and replacement of bleachers. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, that passes. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you very much.
All right, next is the COPE Committee, and I believe Jamie Bays and Lynn Midyett will take it over from here.
Just wanted to give you guys a quick update on where we're at with everything since the last meeting. Lynn and I have spent some time over the last several days and then last week with Randy coming up with, we took Janet Tilley's chart and Lynn turned it into a couple of different flow charts. And then we have 2 response emails that we will be sending to you all tomorrow from Janet. One is an email that you would reply to an individual with if you are, as an individual, received an email from one person, and this will become clear in writing. The other is the response that the COPE committee will reply back when we receive something as a group. And the point of it primarily is to just make people aware of the proper steps of communication that we encourage people to follow in our district, starting with step 1, a teacher at that level, or principal, step 2, step 3, and then step 4. So it outlines those things. We'll send you guys those drafts tomorrow for you to look over, and then if you've got feedback, you can get them back. Janet will be taking care of that. And then at our next meeting, we will discuss the processes a little bit more, just to make sure that we're all on the same page. We're trying to make this simple as possible is the key word. So we're trying to simplify a really complex situation, and that's kind of why it's taking this long. But we will talk about it more at our next meeting. We're getting a couple legal clarifications on some things, and then we'll have all of that to bring back. Anything to add, Lynn?
It's a work in progress, and that we really need your feedback. We need other eyes on what we put together. So please take some time and look at both the flow charts as well as the draft documents. We're trying to serve our community well and do it effectively, but also with a lot of heart and grace, as Dr. Miles would say. So please take some time and give us your input.
Well, thank you guys very much. This is a lot of work, and you're doing a great job on it. Keep going.
Agree. Thank you. Anything else, COPE Committee? Anyone else? All right. Next, the proposed agenda for December 17th, 2020, Board of Education meeting. Anything on there, Janet, that is, I looked at it today, but I don't remember.
There's a couple of things on there, but the usual second December meeting.
The huge?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Future agenda presentations and events to attend. Anything?
No, the only thing I wanted to point out is I put books by some of you. The book study that's going to be run by Brittany Hogan is going to be starting Monday. It's going to be coming through the 5 things to know. So when I get that Monday, I'll forward it to you to make sure that you all see that that's the beginning of it. But it's basically going to be a book study run pretty much electronically. I don't know that they'll ever meet, but it's stamped, which...
It's going to start Monday.
Yes. So, well,
I don't
and
know.
it's going to be...
It's a young adult book. You can read it in a day. It's
Yeah.
really quick. Yeah.
You have to make sure 4 of us aren't there at a time.
No, you can all be on it. I'm going to post that you're all in the book study.
Oh.
The first time I talked to MSBA about it. So
What time is it? Monday?
there's no time. It's going to just be something they're going to send out and the 5 things to know about, and then just keep going along. So
Okay.
it's open to parents and students. It's open to everybody in the district, this book study. Yes. When I see the email come out, I will make sure that you all get it. If you
Sorry.
don't get it,
What's our assignment?
I don't know.
Read.
Well, make sure I read ahead.
Yeah.
Yourself
It's
a
a good-
nice cup of tea and start reading, Dr. Kinder.
Reading the book is a good start.
All right. Anything else? All right, we're gonna adjourn the meeting.